Alright folks, so we got this comfrey crown here. I dug up at my friend's farm where I used to live. I actually helped plant these about 6 years ago, and they're just monstrous. If you never heard of comfrey, it's about, I think, just reading online, it's like 22 to 33% protein. It's very mineral rich. One of the only plants to store B12 from the soil. And it's so easy to propagate. Little half-inch cuttings of the root, just throw them in a hole, cover them up, and they'll produce a new plant. It's very, very simple. So he's got about 30 plants that are super stocky. So we'll rinse this off here, and the roots are gigantic. So we'll be able to get quite a few pieces here. Alright, check out that root. That is just insane. It kind of forms into one, and even these smaller ones, you can take a half-inch piece and plant it. So I'll break all these off, cut them up, and then I'll replant the crown, by itself, and that'll take off again. But should be able to get a lot of little slices here from this giant root. Alright, so not anything too precise about it or anything like that. I'll leave a little bit on the crown here, but don't let them go down the crack here. Take these pieces off. So cut this whole entire big one off here. Even these little guys right here, they'll grow. So the other plant I got last time had a lot more of the medium-sized roots on there. I can probably just take this guy off too. The crown will survive. So yeah, I could probably split this into two and it would be just fine. I'd probably do that. So split her down the middle, and these plants will bounce back really fast. And like the other two plants, the other two crowns that I have, they're just exploding with growth. So I think that's. And you can order comfrey root, big pieces for really cheap, like 25 cuttings for like 25 bucks, and you can break those into 3 or 4 pieces a piece, so you could get 100 plants for like 25 bucks. A bargain for how nutrient dense and easy to grow it is. So you can see my other plants here that I just put in the ground like a month and a half ago, and they started out like this. The roots weren't as big on these crowns here, and they're already, I've been pinching the flower heads off and stuff. I don't want them to go to seed. I just want them to keep growing and growing and growing. So a month and a half is all it takes to go from a scrubby little, poor looking plant to that. So, and they'll get much bigger. So I think I'm gonna put them right here next to the coop, because I don't really know where else by the garden, since I'm going to be expanding that next year and stuff. So this one actually just broke into 2. So I guess I'll dig a 3rd hole.
For our little precious baby geese.
Alright, I'm out in the area that would have the goats in it, and this is kind of the sunny side where I've been clearing out trees. Driveway is right here, so I think I'm going to put a patch of comfrey in here, let it get going and stuff. So I'm going to weed eat down to the dirt, and then I'm going to plant them and then mark them with some stakes just so I can check up on them later in the season, and they'll be coming up no matter what, I think. So with planting stuff like this, I just usually make a little crevice, put the root in there, and then just, you know, stomp it down with my foot, and that's plenty good. So it just rained here for the past couple days, and it's supposed to rain some more, so I'm not gonna even bother watering these. They'll be just fine. Okay, so earlier today I put in some green beans that are pole beans here. Just a short little row. Did a little cultivating in the onions here. What are they called? Jacob's Cattle beans. Doing just 2 rows of those. And the peppers that I thought were dead are actually bouncing back, which of course these super hots won't produce. They might get some green pods on them, but these bell peppers are putting out growth from the top of the plant and stuff, so should be able to get something. So, and all of them are doing the same thing, so that definitely made me happy to see. So I put the rest of mine in here. Got the ground cherries. They have some of the prettiest flowers. And got some other peppers and some tomatoes to put in today as well. I also put up another compost bin here. This time I remembered to do the chicken wire on the inside so stuff doesn't keep falling through. But this is going to be my potting soil for next spring, so this is not going to have anything added to it for the rest of the season. I'll just keep turning it and watering it, and this bin still has a ton in there. So I picked up a much larger kiddie pool for the geese. As you can see, this tiny little one over here just wouldn't do. They could just touch the bottom with their feet. So when we fill this one all the way up, it's pretty darn deep. So I'm sure they're gonna go crazy. We'll see. Come in! Yeah, Stacy! Yeah, Stacy! Alright, well, I guess they're not in the mood for pool time, but apparently Stacy was really freaking out earlier and just like going in circles, splashing around and going nuts. So I've got to build some sort of ramp or something, because they can't even get in here. They can get out just fine, so we'll see here. Alright guys, it's about 8 o'clock. Gonna call it a day. Thanks for coming along for this update. I'll see you in the next video.